Welcome back to the EJ Ward FuelView training series. In this video, we're going to be going over how to add and change tank records. So we need to start out by going to the site management folder on the left-hand side, and we need to click that. And then we can go to the tanks page. So we're going to go ahead and click on the tanks page, which is underneath the IoT Terminal Manager page. This grid is showing you all the tanks that are currently in the system and that are active. And we need to add a tank to a currently existing terminal on a currently existing site. So we're going to go ahead and hit Add Record. It's going to come up with a completely blank tank record, and we just need to start filling out the information. The first piece of information that we have is the site. So we're going to drop this down and select the site. I'm going to put this in the test department site. And then we have our active checkbox, which we're going to keep checked. And then we have our tank number below in the fuel section. So the tank number, when we drop this down, you can see that it's only showing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we can have 10 tanks for each site. And as of right now, I have tanks 1 through 4 already taken up. So it's only going to show us the numbers that are available. So we're going to go ahead and do this as the next number, which is 5. The only reason why you'd want to not put it at the sequential order is if you have an automatic tank gauge set up. And let's say you have tanks 2, 3, and 6 on that tank gauge or on this certain site, then you want to typically keep it the same as what the tank gauge is or the probe number. And that's really just for your own purposes to keep kind of things simple. You can put it to whatever tank number you want to, and then we can change the probe number later on when we put in the TLS. The tank code is just a reference code that you want to use for. Anytime we really say code, it just means it's another reference that you can use for it. So I'm going to put this as tank 5 unleaded. And that's going to be my terminal code. Now the code needs to be unique inside of the system. So if you have one that's already T5 UNL, then you're going to have to change it a little bit. Maybe put the site name or whatever you want to reference that tank as. The next one that we have is another required field, which is fuel. So you're going to drop that down and put the fuel type. So we're going to put this as unleaded. Now, if you don't see the fuel type that you need, you'll need to contact EJ Ward and contact the support, and we can add that fuel type in for you. But we already have a decent amount of default fuels inside of the system. If you have a code, or maybe it's a certain number for the fuel itself, if you're doing like a serial number for the type of fuel, you can put that into the fuel code. We're just going to leave that one blank here. And then we have our tank information as far as the capacity of it and what we want to set a reorder level to. If you have a CNG pipeline or something like that, you're going to want to check on the continuous feed. And if you don't, then we're going to put the capacity in. So I have a 10,000 gallon tank that I want to add. And once we hit tab or you click off of this, it's going to automatically put in a reorder level and the current level. The current level is just going to assume that the tank is full, but we can change this to whatever we want. I like these values, so I'm going to go ahead and keep them where they're at, and the tank is full, so I'm going to keep that at 10,000. And then below we have TLS information, which is the probe number and what terminal that TLS or that automatic tank gauge is set to. We're not going to do this right now in this video. It's going to be later on in another video when we go over the TLS information, how to add a TLS and set that up. So we're just going to leave this blank for right now. I will select the terminal that it's connected to, though. That way I know which terminal it's connected to when I'm doing the TLS probe and which TLS to look at. And then we're going to go ahead and click Save. Once that's saved successfully, we can go ahead and go back out of this page and go into our grid, and we can look at tank number 5. And then we have the test department here in the middle. So when we want to change the tank record, we need to either click on the tank code or the tank number. If we clicked on the site, it's just going to go straight to that site record. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the tank number 5 here. And if we needed to change something here, we could. So if we want to change what type of fuel it is, if you drop down, it's only going to show unleaded, but if you hit backspace, it's going to show everything. So basically what this field is doing is it's searching constantly for what's being put in there. So for this, I can just scroll down and put in unleaded, and we're back to unleaded. I can also change the terminal number. I can change the capacity if I want to, or the reorder level. However, I cannot change the current level, and we'll be going over that when we go into our fuel section and how to change and adjust the fuel, how much current fuel is in there. Once we're done with changing the record to what we want, we can go ahead and hit save again, and it's going to save that record and save all the changes that we made. That concludes our video on how to add and change tank records in FuelView. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.